In this video, I am going to show you how to wrap wire armature depending on the type of wire you are using. Let's take a look. Before you start wrapping a wire armature, you need to choose a fibre processing type that works well for this purpose. I would suggest you use either tops or roving. Roving is like tops, just a little thinner, or carded slivers. With tops and roving, the fibre has been combed so that all the fibres are running in the same direction. This creates a very strong rope for wrapping. However, because all of the fibres run in the same direction, it can take longer to felt. Also, if you are not going to cover it with other fibres at the end, using tops can look messier. The alternative is to use carded slivers. The fibre for these has been carded into a thin rope. As the fibre has been carded, the fibres run in all different directions, making them quicker to felt and they look neater than tops. However, because the fibre is running in all different directions, slivers are not as strong as tops and roving. You can still wrap with them, you just need to be a bit more careful. Pipe cleaners are the easiest type of wire to wrap because their fluffy exterior helps grab and hold on to the fibre. To start wrapping, pull off a small strip of fibre, then wind it around one end of the wire. Hold this in place. Then, the trick to getting a tightly wrapped wire is to hold the wire in one hand and then hold the fibre firmly between your index finger and thumb on the other hand. Keep the fingers you are holding your fibre in as close to the wire as you can so that the fibre is taut. This will make sure that you are wrapping the wire tightly. Depending on the wire you are wrapping and whether it is part of a complex armature or not will affect how you can wrap it. For complex armatures, you will most likely need to wrap by wrapping round and round with the hand holding the fibre, letting go between each wrap and holding it in place with your other hand while you repeat the motion. However, if you are wrapping a single wire like this, it is easier to keep the hand holding the fibre still and twist the wire between your fingers on the other hand like this. As you wrap, aim to keep the fibre as flat as possible. When you get to the end of your piece of fibre, wrap the final strands round in the same place and rub them slightly in the same direction to get it to hold. If I now bend the wire so it is a more complex shape, you will see that it is not possible to use the twisting method I just showed you. So I am having to wrap it by moving the fibre around the wire. I am, however, still keeping the fibre taut as I wrap and using the other hand to hold the fibre in place as I do each revolution around the wire. Then you can repeat these steps over and over to build up layers of fibre, stabbing them in place and shaping them as you go to create your desired shapes. If you are making a larger item or an item that needs to be able to be repositioned often, you will be using wire that is much stronger and more forgiving than a pipe cleaner to create your armature. If you are not going to be using any wet felting, the best way to do this is to wrap the stronger wire with pipe cleaners. Again, as with the previous example, the fluffy finish of the pipe cleaner will allow the fibre to grip as you wrap it. You can then wrap the fibre around as explained in the earlier section of this video. If you are going to be wet felting your project, or due to the size you do not want to add extra bulk to the armature with the addition of pipe cleaners, you may be wondering, what is the best way to wrap your wire? Whilst you can wrap it as previously shown, without the use of a pipe cleaner it is a little tricky as the fibre will slide around the wire. Some felters have success using a special sticky wax to coat the wire before wrapping it, which stops the fibre from slipping. But I wanted to show you another method, which is the one I use, and a method that you can use if you do not have any of this special magical sticky wax. This works best with carded fibre, that is either in the form of a bat or a sliver. Here I am using a carded sliver. First, take a strip of fibre a little longer than the length of your wire or the section of wire on your armature. Then lay this on your felting surface and then lay your wire or the section of your armature over it. Then gradually fold the fibre over the wire and stab it down. Then fold the other edge over and stab it down. Keep folding and stabbing to felt the fibre around the wire, being careful not to hit the wire with your needle. The aim is to felt the fibre around the wire as tightly as you can. If your armature allows, you can also roll the section between the palms of your hands to help firm it up. Then, once you have covered the wire, you can then wrap it with other strips of fibre more easily. If you would like more information about when to use wire armatures, what type of wire to use for your project, what type of wire to use for a wet felting project, or how to create a wire armature, I have a dedicated playlist all about armatures which I will link for you in the description. To ensure you do not miss future informational videos or tutorials, please subscribe to my channel. You can also come and join the Flock's needle felting community on Facebook. There is a link to this in the description. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please pop these in the comments.